All right, so let's just look at solving a few more equations. Let me see if I can find me a good one. And solving equations come out of 10.1 through 10.3, so those sections. All right, so if we add this, we have 1/3 times x plus 7 minus 1/2 times x plus 1 equal to 4. We want to solve the equation. So since we have fractions involved, and we want to clear out the fractions when we talked about that, first thing we do is find the LCD. So we're talking about the smallest number that both 3 and 2 can divide into evenly, and that's going to be 6. All right. So from there, we're going to multiply that 6 to each quantity. So each term should be affected by the multiplication of that 6, even the 4 over here. So whether it has a fraction involved or not, everything needs to be affected by the multiplication of a number, or you will be changing the value of the equation. So the reason why we do this is so that this 3 can divide into 6. I'll probably go purple. 3 can divide into 6 and leaves us with 2. This 2 divides into 6 and leaves us with 3. So what we have left is 2 times x plus 7 minus 3 times x plus 1 equal to 24. 6 times 4 is 24. So before we go any further, questions on what happened. Our goal was to, we're trying to solve. So we want to get rid of the fractions first to help us with solving, help that be an easier situation for us. So we multiply each term by the least common denominator. And we were looking at the 3 and the 2 in order to determine that. So the smallest number that both 3 and 2 can divide into evenly was 6. So you multiply each term, each quantity by 6, so that 3 can divide into 6 and leave you with 2. 2 can divide into the 6 and leave you with 3. Now when we get to this point, we can distribute the 2, and then here, make sure you're careful, you're going to distribute -3, not just 3. All right. So that'll be 2x plus 14 minus 3x minus 3 equal to 24. All right. Combine your like terms so we can simplify everything on this left side first before we move anything across that equal sign. So 2x and -3x will be -1x, and 14 and -3 will be plus 11. That's equal to 24. Subtract the 11 from both sides. -x is equal to 13. And remember, we're solving for x, not -x, so I can take this negative over. Final answer is x equal to -13. All right, questions before we do another one. All right, so here we have 1 minus 6 times the quantity of 2 minus h equal to 7. Distribute negative 6 into the parentheses. 1 minus negative 12 plus 6h equal to 7. So we're distributing negative 6 into the parentheses. Combine your like terms. 1 and negative 12 will be negative 11. Remember, your goal is to get h by itself, so we need to use our opposite operations in order to get rid of everything on the same side as h. So we'll be adding 11 because we had a negative 11. So that's 6h equal to 18. And we can finish it off by dividing by 6. 6 is canceled. H is equal to 3. All right, questions before I throw another one up. Make sure we're okay. Just walking through the process. Remember, like I said last class, we got to 10-3, so we're just basically reviewing the solving process. All right, so here we have 3 times 2x minus 6 minus 4 times 3x plus 1 equal to 5 minus 2 times x plus 1. All right, so we want to distribute first. Distribute 3 here, negative 4 here, and then negative 2 into this parentheses. There's going to be 6x minus 18 minus 12x minus 4. And then on the right side of the equation, 5 minus 2x minus 2. So make sure we are okay with that distribution before we go any further. All right, so simplify as much as you can on the left side of the equation, and simplify as much as you can on this right side before you look to move things across your equal sign. So we're looking at 6x and negative 12x. That'd be negative 6x and negative 18 and negative 4 is negative 22. And on the right side, just have this 5 and negative 2, which will give us 3. And that's minus 2x. Make sure we're okay with our like terms coming together. All right. So now we have our variable on two different sides, or on both sides of the equation. We have it in two different places. So we need to move all of our terms with x to one side, all of our terms without x to the other. Doesn't matter which one you decide to move. It's up to you. Just make sure you do it correctly and you will still get the same answer. So I'm adding 2x to both sides. That would be negative 4x minus 22 equal to 3. Add 22 to both sides. So that's negative 4x equal to 25. Now we can finish it off by dividing both sides by negative 4. And x is equal to negative 25 over 4. All right, any problems? Any problems? All right, let's look at the next one. Here we have a minus 7 over 4 equal to 6a minus 1 over 8 minus 2. So once again, we have a fraction involved, or fractions involved. So we're looking for that LCD. LCD between the 4 and the 8 will be 8. Smallest number that both 4 and 8 can divide into evenly. And of course, you know, 8 can divide into itself. Once you determine what the LCD would be, you can take that 8, multiply it to each numerator, like we did last time. So LCD needs to be multiplied to each numerator. All right, so this 4 divides into 8 and leaves you with 2. 8 divides into 8 and leaves you with just 1. So it's 2 times 8 minus 7 equal to, what if you just want to write down what's left? 1 times 6a minus 1. So we didn't have to necessarily write that one out, just write down what was left. That's the process. Distributing the 2a, the 2, it will give you 2a minus 14. Then 1 times anything is itself. So it's just 6a minus 1. And then 8 times 2 is 16. All right, combine your like terms. We have -1 and -16. So that's 2a minus 14 equal to 6a minus 17. Now I want to get a, all of my terms with a on one side, all of my terms without a to the other. So I subtracted 2a. So it's 4a minus 17 on the right. Then let's add 17 to both sides. That'll be 3 equal to 4a. Then we can finish it off by dividing both sides by 4. A is equal to 3/4. All right, questions? Any questions? All right. Is there a type of problem that anybody wants to see? Like I said, all I was doing was reviewing solving equations. Or are we good to go? So don't forget what you guys need to knock out by March 1st, which is Monday, talking about chapter 4 and I just looked, chapter 4 and chapter 5. Other classes, they switching jumping sections, so I forgot that yours go 4 and 5. So 4 and 5. Haven't posted tests for any other yet, but you have a test for each one of those chapters as well. So make sure you do that. Also, don't forget to send me a copy of those notes, not notes, send me a copy of your scratch sheet for each test that you submit. All right, somebody said no. That's good. That's good. And I did want to hit you with some new stuff, knowing that some people may have or may need this time to get caught up with, like I said, the stuff that's due on Monday by midnight. Remember, that's going to be on your 5-week grade assessment. It's not the end of the world if by some chance you get a bad grade. Um, After that assessment, feel free to get with me as far as getting an extension. That is possible. We'll, discuss what you need, how much time you need, and all the stuff like that. But right now, you're looking at least getting to that date before you ask for an extension. And then it is possible, especially with extensions granted, for you to have an F on a 5th-week grading period or 5th-week assessment, whatever they want to call it, and still get 8 out of the course. Because if I give you an extension, that means you can make up all the work. So it's not the end of the world. It's just that if you don't want your parents to see an F, um, then yeah, you want to make sure that you get your stuff in. Or you can take your time out and explain it to them, what the process is and what I will be allowing. So that's always an option as well. Somebody said, is there a way you can go back to test 1? Forgot to write down some problems on the scratch sheet, like reopen it. It would not allow me to reopen it. But did you get the grade that you wanted out of that test? You don't have to tell me what the grade is. I know, everybody, you did great. I'll let it slide this time. It was just the first test, So send me whatever scratch sheet you got, and then just make sure next time, you document everything accordingly. That'll be fine. So, yep. All right. Anybody else before we close out today? Everybody good, everybody straight. All right. So we'll pick up next class at 10:04, section 10:04. Outside of that, you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you on Monday. See you guys on Monday. Take care.